gutter and place it atop my own head.
You want to be great, but you are nothing without me. Say it.
Many conquerors sealed their name in the ink of history, but Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, and Napoleon Bonaparte had achieved the most glorious positions of all times. Such honor nobody else had or will be able to break. This video will embark you all in a journey of goosebump, shock, and history. So stay till the very end of the video. But before that, if you have any preferable topics that you want us to cover next, let us know in the comments below. The person whose topic piques our interest will get a shout out in that video. Let's get started. Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great's singular obsession was world conquest, showing no fear of defeat and leading his army for a decade with an almost immortal zeal. Uninterested in the luxuries his men desired, his sole focus was relentless conquest. Success marked his path until a formidable challenge arose in India, where the Battle of the Hydaspes River tested his invincibility. Despite inflicting wounds upon himself and losing his horse, Alexander pushed forward. Facing a replenished Indian army across the river, fatigue plagued his forces, pleading for respite, which he adamantly denied. This marked the turning point. The arduous Indian campaign, coupled with Alexander's reckless lifestyle, took a toll on his health. Ailing, he faced opportunistic generals vying for control after his death, sparking a 50-year war among his successors. Even in sickness, Alexander, on his deathbed, declared that his vast empire should belong to the strongest. This led to prolonged power struggles among his generals. Amidst the chaos, Alexander succumbed to illness, and Greek historians noted his body's delayed decomposition for 6 days, attributing it to divine status. However, skepticism remains, suggesting the possibility that his apparent death was a misunderstanding, and he might have overheard the conspiracies against him before being prematurely entombed alive. The life and demise of Alexander, from unstoppable conqueror to a contested legacy, epitomize the complex nature of power, mortality, and the tumultuous aftermath of an empire's collapse. Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar, born in 100 BC, was a revered Roman general and statesman celebrated for his military conquests and transformative reforms. Despite his achievements, his admiration for Alexander the Great reportedly influenced his self-perception, possibly leading to his own ambition and self-centeredness. As Caesar gained significant power, he openly flaunted it, declaring himself dictator perpetuo, demonstrating his intent to rule indefinitely. This move undermined the established systems of the Roman Republic, sparking fear and concern among senators who saw their authority threatened. The senators, around 60 in number, harboring deep apprehensions about Caesar's ambitions for monarchy, conspired against him. On March 15, 44 BC, during a Senate meeting, they collectively carried out Caesar's assassination, stabbing him 23 times as an expression of their collective disdain. This act triggered a chaotic power struggle in Rome, ultimately leading to the collapse of the Republic. Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, later known as Augustus, along with Mark Antony and Marcus Lepidus, formed the Second Triumvirate, marking the rise of the Roman Empire. Julius Caesar's life and death left an indelible mark on Roman history, serving as a catalyst for the transition from republic to empire. His influence resonated across centuries, shaping the trajectory of politics, culture, and governance, with his name becoming synonymous with power, leadership, and the complexities of governance. Genghis Khan. The medieval era, while it was mainly famous for the Crusaders, was overshadowed by Genghis Khan, who emerged as the Beast of the East. He managed to conquer twice as much land as Alexander and was determined to bring the whole world under one sword. He knew he was a tyrant and boasted openly about it. His wives and daughters have several accounts of his death. Rashid Ulden writes he fell victim to the bubonic plague, while Marco Polo, the famous Italian traveler, writes that he was shot on a horseback and succumbed to his wounds. His death is not well documented as other conquerors because it was meant to be a secret. Before dying, Khan instructed his family and followers to keep his death a secret as it might impact his empire. Even his corpse brought death, as Khan's followers slaughtered everyone on the route, where his funeral procession was carried to keep it a secret. Napoleon Bonaparte. In the annals of conquest, Napoleon Bonaparte emerges as one of the greatest military minds, navigating the transition from traditional weaponry to the era of artillery with unrivaled genius. Despite initially ascending to power in defense of revolutionary France, Napoleon's ambitions transcended patriotic fervor. He was not just a conqueror, he fashioned himself an artist of war, creating strategic masterpieces akin to crafting art on paper. Napoleon's prowess lay not only in his strategic brilliance, but also in his immense powers of concentration and photographic memory for details. During a campaign in 1805, when a subordinate struggled to locate his division, Napoleon effortlessly provided the unit's present and future locations, along with detailed information about its strength and the subordinate's military record. This remarkable mental imagery encompassed an army of 200,000 men across 7 corps. Sweeping victories across Europe and the Mediterranean, Napoleon's forces moved like the wind. Yet his ambitions met their match at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, leading to his capture by the British. Opting against a death sentence to prevent martyrdom, the British chose house arrest for Napoleon and a handful of his followers. In a dilapidated bungalow, Napoleon spent his final years grappling with denial amid isolation and loneliness. His demise on May 5, 1821, marked a poignant end. In his last confession, Napoleon poured out his deepest sentiments, expressing love for his beloved France, his military career, and his wife Josephine. The narrative of Napoleon's life unfolds as a tale of extraordinary triumphs, strategic brilliance, and ultimately, a poignant demise in the throes of isolation and reflection on what had been dear to him. This was the end of the great 4 conquerors. Someone among them died due to sudden illness. Another was killed in trade by his own men, whereas an arrow took the better of Genghis Khan, while the artist died in captivity. Although the 4 great conquerors left this world in different circumstances, they had one thing in common. They all died desiring for more. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and press the bell icon for all future updates. See you next time.